Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cappuccino Club's social TV channel. I'm your host, Brigitte Limbanda from Cape Town in South Africa, and my co host is Viola Manuel. We're going to keep this pretty informal. It's day three of the 21-day lockdown in South Africa in view of the COVID-19. And we do have internet connection issues in South Africa at the moment due to underground sea cable damage. So bear with us. If you lose us for a moment, we will be back just as soon as we can. Viola, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you? How did day three go?
Day three, better than yesterday. I think I had my energy levels were a tad higher than yesterday. So I'm happy about that. And I was having a chat to a co-host I have in Nashville, Tennessee earlier, and we were talking a little bit about the challenges families face in terms of keeping, especially teenagers down. You know, they have a mind of their own and trying to keep them
Yeah.
in check when you really, as a parent, your hands are tied because it's not your decision to make.
Yes,
You know, this is something mandated by the country. So it
correct.
has its unique challenges.
Yeah. So today was very interesting for me. It was it was I'm a regular church goer, so to not get up and have that sort of Sunday morning crazy where you're cooking and washing your hair and getting everything ready so that you can go head off to church. That was very strange. And of course, we had church online this morning, so that was something new for my mom and dad, who are both over 80. Um, so it was interesting. It's amazing how innovative people have become, and how even older people who have this learned helplessness in terms of technology have now just had to learn and had to really embrace all this change with with everything that's going on. So it's been a good day, a very restful, peaceful day. Of course, there's no rushing around unless I'm going to the lounge, and so it's been a great day. It's been a good day.
Well, that's the one plus thing. You can kind of go from one meeting to another meeting, and it takes you all of 2 minutes,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get there.
yeah.
The
No
journeys are much
parking.
shorter and
No
less
parking.
complicated.
A lot
No
less
parking and no
complicated.
parking fees.
No
Let's look at the
parking fees.
positives.
Yeah, no parking fees. But it's becoming I think more of us are starting to settle down, I guess. Settle down is the right word. Tomorrow is interesting for me because we have to go and get some do some shopping. I've got to take my dad to the bank. So that's going to be quite challenging. He doesn't drive anymore. So, with all the rules and regulations, we really do want to abide by the law and what is required from us. So it's going to be quite challenging. I have every intention of trying to be there at 8 when the stores open, so I can get in there as quickly and get out of there as quickly as possible.
And of course, when we do have to go out, we do want to ensure that we are safe, that we
Correct.
take all the possible precautions. And I think, especially, with our parents, like with your dad that's in his 80s, they
Yeah.
are extremely vulnerable. And so we want to take all the precautions that are possible.
Yeah. I'm going to have every inch of him wrapped up in something, and hand sanitizer will be his friend. I'm going to like sanitize him from head to toe before we get back home. So yeah, it's challenging, and I specifically worry about my mom and dad. Just with both of them being over 80. It's nothing should happen. I really don't want anything to happen to them on my watch. I don't want anything to happen to them, period. But especially if there's something that if it could be avoided. However, they have to get to the bank. There's things that he has to do that can't be done online. Yeah, so we're going to make it happen tomorrow, and I'll probably report back tomorrow evening on how that was, when we do the show tomorrow, Lord willing. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I know a lot of, you were talking about your church being online. A lot of religious organizations have embraced online technology. And as you said, the uptake on that has been phenomenal. But our guest today is Yolanda Mabatu. Now, Yolanda is the founding director and CEO of Devane Growth Solutions. It's a professional organization in the energy sector, and it provides consultancy work and efficient project management services, as well as addressing gender inequality challenges. Yolanda has held senior leadership roles at Eskom within the power sector in South Africa and Association of the Municipal Utility Electricity. She's actively serving at the BRICS Business Council under the Clean Energy and Green Economy Working Group. Yolanda holds executive positions in various gender advocacy, education, socioeconomic growth, drive within the continent. She sits on different boards and holds a number of advisory positions. She's passionate about economic development, leadership, social developments targeted at youth and women. She also holds a qualification from UCT Graduate School of Business. She's an education and economic activist and a pioneer for women's advancement. And she holds multiple awards. But now, of consequence to our conversation today, is also the fact that she is a single mom, now finding herself working from home. Let's chat to her. Yolanda, welcome to the show and great to have you with us today. As I said, there's maybe a little bit of a delay because we do have issues with the internet connection. So let's just see if Yolanda is able to hear us now. Yolanda, if you can hear us, we aren't able to hear you. So if you could possibly just refresh your connection and then rejoin us, unless you can hear us now.
I can now, yes.
I think we've got a huge delay with the internet connection.
Yeah, we do, because I experienced the same on my side too.
Okay, Yolanda, we can't hear you. So can I ask you to go out of the studio and then just click on the link and join us again, and let's see if that resolves itself. Okay, hopefully Yolanda heard us.
I think she did.
Viola, I can't hear you either.
Okay, because I could hear Yolanda quite clearly, and I can hear you quite clearly. Okay, so I think what's happened is they both of them have left and sort of are going to try and get back into studio. I do want to just welcome all our guests, everybody who's joined us on LinkedIn and everybody who's joined us on Facebook. We are having problems with Facebook. I think everybody's having problems with getting onto Facebook and getting our show released there. But I do think it's important for us to just understand that, I think the technology has been great, but these lapses and these links do happen. So yeah, today's been interesting for me. We've got a 21-day countdown calendar on the mirror at home. And so even though day 3 only ended right now, my son had already taken it off. And so, yeah, we're starting to see movement on our 21. But I do know that it still remains a challenge for everybody. So one of the things we wanted to ask you all to do was if you could possibly just continue to stick things onto, in terms of suggestions, just stick them onto our comments page so that we can see what you all are looking to talk about. Hi, Yolanda, can you hear me?
Hi, Viola. Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I can. I know Brigitte's going to join us. She's going to join us shortly. Let me ask you, how's your day 3 going? How's the first 3 days of lockdown been for you?
Well, it's been a bit of mixed emotions because one wants to go outside and do certain things, but I'm used into working from home. It's not something new to me, but there are activities that requires me to be outside. And I have kids that needs to be taken out, that needs to go out and play and have some fresh air, which in this case is a bit tricky. So the 3 days has been fine so far, but I can imagine we still have 19 more days to come. So I am taking each day as it comes with all the grace that I have, because there isn't anything else I can do at this point in time.
That's true. And I think just taking it with grace and accepting that it is what it is part of coping with it. In yesterday's show, we spoke about the fact that you had the psychological weight of all of this on you, and you just needed to stop and accept that it is what it is, and that we need to get on with things. So yeah, I think it's just been quite interesting that we're all sort of starting to settle into this new space.
Absolutely.
I totally agree with you. It's taken a period of adjustment. And the interesting thing about it is that, the first day or two is kind of a novelty, and then you realize, but we're going to be in this for another 3 weeks, and who knows, possibly even longer. It's a huge adjustment.
Yeah. Yolanda, how's work been for you? I mean, how are you coping? Are there, is it sort of meeting to meeting, or are you busy doing a lot of catch-up admin?
It's a bit of both. There's been a lot of online meetings, and I think it also gives us a moment whereby we just take some time to look at all those administrations that we have not been able to touch. And also the time to meet now is available, because most of the times people were busy. They didn't really have time to meet, but now I've found myself having 4 to 5 meetings a day. Online meetings, of course, and work is slow. Yes, it's very, very, very slow. And we are hoping that things will improve, because when work is slow, it means that money isn't coming in, which is not really a good thing for anyone. So I have been taking it as it comes, but it's been quite slow. We had to cancel a number of events this year due to the COVID-19, and one of our category is ensuring that SMEs are able to get market access, and that means we need to go to trade shows, which have now been cancelled due to the limitation of social, interactions. So it's been quite slow, but we're trying to find ways that we can close that gap by ensuring that we are visible in the digital space. And we're also trying to find ways where we can say to SMEs, these are other things that we can do to try and make money, or else keep busy, because some people, this period requires them to close or to shut completely. However, if they can try and move to the digital space and see what options are there for them to be able to sort of enhance their services or build their businesses, even more better.
Mm.
Can I ask you something, Yolanda? I've seen in other countries, there's been a huge uptake where possible. They've moved conferences. Instead of canceling them, some have postponed them, but a lot of them have actually taken their conferences online because it can do. What's your sense of people doing that in South Africa, taking conferences online instead of canceling them?
Well, I guess it depends what type of conference it is, because some of the trade shows, you've got products that you want people to feel and touch, but some of them is just information sharing. With those, I would really, really, really encourage them to not cancel, but rather take them online. And I just recently hosted a global conversation with a UK company called Global Thinkers in Athena 40, where basically the discussion was about leadership, the case for female leadership. And these are the conversations that we want to keep, having, not only in a space where we can see each other physically or touch each other or hug each other, but where we can connect online. For instance, we have some, events that we've planned already for this year. And that was a quick, a strategy to ensure that we at least do something instead of saying, there isn't anything to do. We've been, told to, keep the distance, and therefore we cannot have conference. So I am a big fan of taking, the conferences into the digital space. There's something that we can learn in that space too, instead of being shut down completely.
I just want to take a moment quickly and welcome our live audience. I can see we've got people watching live. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, and on LinkedIn Live. And I want to let you all know we are currently streaming with Restream, and they are having an issue with the chat. So I'm unable to see live comments right now. So I want to let you know we're not ignoring you. We can't see the comments live, but we'll have a look at the comments after the show and we'll get back to you then.
Yeah, and as I said to the audience, if any of you do have any comments to make in terms of some of the questions you would like us to ask our guests, or if there are any comments on some of the information, or you require further information from us in terms of something one of our guests have said. For example, Yolanda, I'd love to know what conferences are you guys pushing to put online? Because it would be interesting to know what type of conferences and what technology are you using to actually have those conversations.
Okay, so we are using, first of all, the Zoom meeting. We are using the Blue Jeans. It's a new technology that we've been introduced to use in terms of us being able to connect with each other. The one conference we're having is on Monday. It's basically a discussion around how do we live in this chaos? How do we lead as leaders in this current situation that the global community is facing? So we'll be sharing some views and ideas with other, global leaders from across, the globe. It's not only a continental discussion, it's basically a global discussion, because I believe this is the time where we need to be a global community and learn from other cities and other countries that have gone through similar challenges that we are currently going through, where we can, take some lessons and try to implement, and also make sure that we do take note of the context that we are living in South Africa, but also making sure that we are learning from the discussions that we are having. And we also have other affiliations with some global companies as well, where we discuss, energy-related topics. How do we ensure that people still have access to energy during this challenging time? What are the things that we need to do? What are the quick wins? What are the low-hanging fruits that we can quickly, take and ensure that we are able to make sure that people are having access to energy, or at least information during this time? Yeah.
Okay, great stuff. Yolanda, just bringing it closer home, how are things at home with the kids? How are you coping with them running in and out and checking on you and making sure you have enough tea and coffee through the day and all those good things that kids do? How are you coping with having the kids around you all the time now?
Yeah, it's been tricky. It's been tricky, Viola. But I think what we need to do again as parents is to ensure that we also encourage our kids to move to the digital space and learn from that space. So what we've done, is to ensure that we equip them even way before the COVID-19 to make sure that they've got they've got laptops, they've got tablets where they're able to go to softwares, learning softwares where they can learn. They're not at least far, from the curriculum that they would be missing from school. So that helps, and making sure that you give them stuff that is playful, but also they are able to learn. So for me, that worked very well, because everyone is busy in their own corner. Obviously, as a parent, you still need to make sure and check that they are sticking to those rules of sticking to those programs that are helping them to learn while they're also playing. And I mean, it's not a normal situation. I keep saying to my kids, guys, we cannot try and normalize this. It's not normal. So I will not have a to-do list or try to be strict, because it's going to, backfire at me at the end of the day. So we try by all means to embrace that it's not normal. but how do we try and live in these abnormal times, ensuring that we're not stepping in each other's toes, understanding and embracing this change and what it might bring in our lives as days come.
That's
I
very
think
true.
I think one of the things we're learning as we go along, and we're literally trying to build this plane, fly this plane and building it at the same time. But I think one of the things we're all learning as we go along is the need for flexibility. Um, because it's business unusual. This is
Yeah,
not, there's nothing normal, just
Yeah.
as you rightly said there. And so it calls for a lot of flexibility on our part, especially if we have young people in our homes. We need to realize it's stressful for them as well. It's a lot of adaptation for them. And even for parents who's worked from home before, you were used to having a quiet space in which you could run your business and manage your business. Now you have to navigate your family life around that. It's a dimension that we're not used to, and it
yeah,
calls for challenging times. But life's got to go on, business got to go on. We've got to put in continuity plans, and embrace technology, as you said. And how is the rest of the energy sector doing, in your opinion, Yolanda, in terms of embracing technology to keep the community and the sector going?
Wow, it's not much is happening as we would like it to happen, because of the current situation. And I mean, as the sector, we were also trying to slowly move into technology. So this happens when we're at the time where we are not fully there, as much as we keep saying, we want to be 100% smart meters, depending on technology, but it happened at a time where we are still, learning on how to get there, how to do those things. So I would say, in a way, it has crippled a bit, of our plans and of our innovation. But all is not lost, because even during this time, it gives us time to explore other opportunities. Because I keep saying, during this time, more businesses will be birthed, more innovations will come out of this, if only people take this time and to try and come up with better innovation, better things, because we can't just close shop, because some of the things will need to change as we go back to the normal. We can't keep, doing things that we did in 2019 and 2020. And probably this period is teaching us that, is forcing us to sort of innovate and move and do things in a different way. We all know that change is not comfortable, but we have to try and adapt to change and ensure that as we go back to the normal, we've got new things, new technologies, new ideas, new innovation that will come out of this lockdown period. So the energy industry is very much impacted, because we really, really want to be big on tech. But during this time, there's a bit of a dismantling that has happened, especially in our small businesses and our medium businesses. I can't speak for big businesses, but I can surely speak for SMEs, because we are trying to get to a space where we are more on technology and more innovative. We're still learning on how to get there. Hence, the conferences were really, really helping us to understand how do we move the technology sector in Africa, as SMEs and businesses. But, with the cancellation of such conferences, really, really hindered, our learning into that. Yeah.
yeah. Yolanda, we're talking about innovation that's, exactly what you're talking about. It's beyond just technology innovation. It's business management innovation. It's home management innovation. Everybody's now starting to just look at things differently and finding more productive ways under the circumstances. So it's the show has been fantastic. We've been doing it for 3 days now. I've got so many amazing hints. I mean, one of the things our guest was saying yesterday is, if you've got kids, invest in good headphones so that they can still be in your space watching their programs, but they're not disturbing you because they've got headphones on and the sound isn't disturbing you. I mean, just those kinds of things. Planning. your meetings and planning activities. I think it was Brigitte that mentioned, try and plan your kids' activities when you are having meetings so that they are kept busy. So, there's just so many amazing hints and tips coming through on the show of just how to get through this with your sanity intact.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, I've been also thinking the implications of, what is happening globally. It is going to really impact, right now the implications are on health, but we've got to really think about the economic, implications that this will have, and how do we then position ourselves as businesses, as parents, as household leaders. How do we position ourselves to ensure that we support the country, we support, our small communities, because they are the ones that are going to be hit the most, because some of the small businesses are going to be forced to be closed because of this. What is going to happen to those people that are employed by those SMEs? They will fall into the bottom, of the pyramid, which again is going to increase, in the 29% unemployment that we have. So it is really something to really think about, and having these discussions is really helping us to come and come together and discuss the solutions. I like that this discussion, because we're not focusing on the problems. We're also saying, how do we move from here? How do we work from home? So we're really learning from each other, and I really, really want to commend you guys for this show. It's such a beautiful show, and we need something like this, especially during this time that we are facing it.
Yeah, I think for us, really, the whole idea behind the show was just to share with everybody in terms of that you're not alone, that lots of people are facing certain challenges. And if we could get, just to where we are sharing how to cope with these challenges, that's really been such an encouragement. And, just from the comments that everybody's made, just the ability to understand that you're not alone, to understand that there are ways to just try and make it better. But it's always fantastic talking to you. I always thoroughly enjoy having conversations with you, and I just know that you are.
Thank you.
I'm always saying to you, you rock. You're like a rock star in business, and I just know that in a few years' time we're gonna have this conversation again, and there are going to be people that have learned from this experience and have grown. And then there are going to be people that are going to want to go back to that, the way that we used to do things. And, it's your survival is going to depend on what side of the road you sit on.
I just want to leave everyone with some technical tips, if I may, that is
Absolutely.
incredibly useful. We're all online at the moment, and so one of the things that we need to be aware of is that, especially we're taking all our business online, we're having meetings online, so you don't want your children streaming Fortnite in the background while you're having a meeting. It's going to hamper your ability to have a productive meeting. It's going to slow down your internet connection very, very drastically. So be aware that, try and negotiate with your children that they leave something like playing Fortnite for when you're not having a business meeting online. And
Yeah.
especially right now in South Africa, we've got issues already with damaged sea cables. So for those of you having issues, it's because we've got internet connection issues. It is what it is, and we're trying to work our way around it. Something that I would really like to see happening more of is especially our SMMEs embracing technology more, because even though we may not be physically selling goods and services at the moment, but a lot of that can be taken online. So embrace the opportunity to be able to use technology to communicate with your clientele. Use live video to get to know people. Use live video to show your human side. We find that people on the top are very good at hiding away from their clientele. It's just the way that it has been always. This is your opportunity to pull back the curtain and show people that you are human, create those human connections with your clients, because this scenario isn't going to last forever. It's going to pass. So this is your opportunity to create relationships with your customers and your future customers. Show them who you are, show them you're a real person, show them your human side, and build on that, because you're going to need that when we come out of this situation. So that is my wish, to see more people embrace live video and embrace technology to do that.
Yeah, those are great, great hints and great tips. I need to go and check what Shay is up to. I think he might actually be doing some Fortnite now. But yeah, I think everybody just, let's be safe, let's be sensible, let's be responsible. Coping with this thing is going to require a lot of planning and preparation. And I think if we can all just encourage each other, plan, prepare, recognize that it is what it is.
Absolutely. I can't agree more.
Go ahead. Sorry about the lag, everybody. So sorry about the lag. Okay, we've lost Yolanda.
I think so, but I think Yolanda has left us with some nuggets about the energy sector, and of course how she's coping as a phenomenal businesswoman, but also as a mom working from home. And we hope that you've learned from that, and some tips that you could implement. And if you've got some other strategies, then please feel free to come and share those with us as well. Anything else you'd like to say before we close, Viola?
No, I'm probably just going to say goodbye on behalf of Yolanda as well. And we're sorry about the technical difficulties. Yolanda, I actually said goodbye on your behalf. Thank you for...
Oh, can I just say something before?
Please, please.
Okay. I just want to thank you as well for giving us this opportunity to connect. And I also want to urge the SMEs as well not to lose hope and understand it's just a period and we will come out of it. And also want to share that, we will be having some of the similar, connections with SMEs, similar to what Bridget was saying, where we teach them or we discuss on how do we move to the digital space and make sure that they are comfortable in that space. So one of our partners, Clarion Events, we've got an Initiate programs, Initiate Africa, where we help SMEs, we develop them, we support them. So we will have that webinar as well, where we discuss and say, how do we move? How do we still trade in these trying times? So thank you so much for this opportunity. We really, really appreciate it.
No problem. Yolanda, what we do want to say to you is, if you want to send any links our way, please send the links our way. We'll ask Brigitte to stick it onto all the platforms that we can stick it on, because that's the whole purpose of Cappuccino Club. The whole purpose behind it is for us to share as much information with as vetted, credible information with as many people as we can, and to just, through conversations, help as many people as we can. So thanks for a lovely, lovely discussion. I enjoyed spending time with you. Thanks so much. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. And I want to say thank you to our audience on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and also on LinkedIn. I did see that Sebastian Oni from Australia made a comment there. So Sebastian, thank you for joining us. I can't see who the other person is, but thank you kindly for watching and for sharing the stream and for embracing the new normal. Take care, everyone, and be safe, and we'll see you back tomorrow.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.